So you guys are exactly like those characters, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
pretty much.
you're the big boss. You're the brains. Tell me, how do you guys relate to your characters? You think you're a lot like your character in real life? Are you different? What do you think? What do you think, Mads?
I feel that I'm very similar to Kinsey Bell because we're both geeks in a way, and I feel that everyone is, and everyone has a geeky side, and they just need to just take charge of it. And we're also very clever and creative, and yeah.
Yeah. Cree, what about you, babe?
Oh, I mean, me and Babe are like in some ways, not always. I guess you could say we both sort of have that New York sort of vibe. I'm not as tough or as bossy as she is.
Oh, is that true, guys? Is she not as bossy as... Sorry. Oh, excuse me.
No comment.
We went off card
no
there.
comment.
I'm so sorry. Continue, Cree.
But, I mean, I guess we both have that sort of creative side. We're both always trying to do new things and learn new things, and we both love our friends. So, yeah.
All right. What about you, Thomas?
Well, my character is a little bit of an airhead, so, but he has like really silly, witty remarks sometimes, and I have that sometimes, so I guess we're a little bit alike.
Okay.
Triple G, first of all, he got a lot of swag like me, so that kind of puts that at the top. I mean, so far as gaming, I don't really play games a lot, but I do play like phone games and stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's just cool, a laid back kid. You know, he's rich. No, but yeah, I think we relate. I think we're alike because we got a lot of swag.
Okay. Very cool. Mr. Mitchell,
Got
what
on the
about you?
J's right now. Have to show
How are you like Double G?
Well, Double
or
G,
not?
Double G has a lot of style. I feel like I have a lot of style as well. But
True.
True. But other than that, he's wild. He's like a mixing pot of 50 Cent, Kanye, all mixed together. So he's a
Mostly
little wild
Kanye
in that
though.
way. Yeah, mostly
Kanye though.
He is. I was just thinking about that. You're right. He's like a collective of all kinds of those big celebrities.
Definitely.
All right. So, Kel, for you. Oh. Now, I know that many of you out here, we all know Kel from Kenan and Kel and all that.
Yeah.
And, of course, the movie Good Burger.
Yeah.
We all know that.
Round of
Thank you.
applause.
So those all start on Nickelodeon, and now it's kind of come full circle. You're back home on Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
You want to talk a little bit about what it's like to be back? Are there any differences? Is it the same? What's your...
Man, it's awesome to be back, man. You know, my name is in the middle of Nickelodeon, Nickelodeon. So I'm excited about that. And then to be working with Dan again. You know, we worked on all of that, Kenan and Kel together. This is an awesome show. It's like a big family reunion. And I like the fact that a lot of the style from the 90s is around and everything still. But I think the big difference is the social media aspect.
Yeah.
You know, I really like how the social media is put into the show. And then also, too, with these apps, like these amazing apps. Like you can even download
Yeah, y'all
the
can download
games that we
Skywheel.
make on the show. I mean, this is awesome. This is definitely a first for Nickelodeon, so I think it's great.
Yep.
No, I agree. The integration that we can have. I mean, we're bringing you guys closer to the shows than ever before. And in this type of forum, I mean, you are part of the show. You will literally be playing games that you're going to see on TV.
Yeah.
So that part is...
That's
that part
pretty
is-
cool.
Skywell's out right now.
So go
Yes,
buy your
Skywell
iPhone
is out right now.
and
It
then
is for
download
free.
the app.
Free.
And
And
we
nothing is ever free except for what Nickelodeon brings you.
Would you care to tell them what number we are in the Kids App Store right now?
Number one.
Yeah, we're very proud of that. You can download it right now, everyone.
Yeah.
Very proud of that. All right, now, like I told you guys earlier, the show was conceived and created by Mr. Dan Schneider, and who has done many shows like we talked about.
Snyder.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about what it's like to work with Dan, his process. What do you guys think?
I think Dan is amazeballs because he's just he's just crazy on so many levels, and he finds funny remarks just to come back at you, and he's always finding something funny about a line that wouldn't be funny, but he has something that makes something funny.
Yeah.
And it's awesome.
Mr. Dan's really funny, you know, like even when we're on set and like he just comes to give us notes, I always laugh. I think I'm goofy, so I just laugh at anything. So like, yeah, but it's fun to work with him. He's so amazing, you know, he brings a lot of good things to the script. That's why all our episodes are cool. We have a lot of cool things to do in the show, so yeah.
That's cool. I wanted to talk a little bit, too, about our process, because this also relates to Dan. When we shoot our show, we definitely are off a script. We start our week with the script, and then we go into it. But then when we go to shooting, what happens is Dan uses a phrase a lot with us, and it's called stay in the play, live theater. Meaning, at any given moment, something may happen that you guys didn't expect was going to happen, but you keep going with it. Maybe it's a new line. Kel does something crazy. Something breaks that wasn't supposed to break, and the kids stay in it, and we'll be done. And Dan will come running out in the middle of the set and go, that's on TV. And it was never conceived, never pre-thought about. So what do you guys think in those moments?
Well, you know, on Game Shakers, on almost every episode, we just have props and animals and different stunts and things, which is one of the reasons it's so crazy and hilarious. But I guess when things go wrong or they don't go the way you think they're going to go, often it does something to the scene that's a lot funnier that you never could have imagined could have been done with that particular line or scene. So I love when that happens. I think it's a really good way to explore different scenes and just see what can fun.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Yeah,
And
What's that, Thomas?
Yeah, and it's also really cool because Kel Mitchell really helps with that.
Yeah.
Like he won't stop until a person yells cut. So he will if it's the end of the scene and we don't know what to do, Kel will keep going. He'll keep talking, motivate us to go, and we make it even better. It's
Kel, what do you think? Does that come when you get into those moments? I know when you did all that, a lot of that was some crazy stuff that maybe you didn't know about, and the same type of thing what Thomas was saying. Until someone yelled cut, you were 100% in. Do you find that same rhythm even with a scripted show that way?
Definitely, man. That's where you find a lot of the magic from. You know, as long as they get it the way they wrote it at least a couple of times, and then after that, it's like improv and ad libs, and that's where you find some of the best stuff, man. Like, and there's a lot of the stuff that ends up on the show as well. That magic, yeah.
Dan was telling me earlier that sometimes when something like that happens and we go off a little script, the director will look at Dan and what's happening, and Dan's like, I don't know, just keep rolling, just keep rolling. We're just going to get it on the air as is. So, all right. So let's talk a little bit about the process, because I know a lot of us here, we work in something called multi-camera television, and basically our week comes down to we come in and we table read on our first day. Then for the next 2 days, we'll rehearse it and we'll do something called a run-through for Dan and the producers to watch. Then the last 2 days, Thursday and Friday, we actually shoot it. So talk a little bit, guys.
Monday and Tuesday.
Monday and Tuesday.
Oh, that's right, because we're
There's Game
show.
Shakers.
But it's a 5-day show. Talk about what part of the process do you guys enjoy the most? What part? Talk a little bit about what you think.
I really like the producers run-throughs on Friday because a lot of the times guests can come in and it's really cool how they're able to see it, and a lot of times we're off book and it feels like we're actually shooting, like it's a live Broadway play, and it's you just keep going with it and it's so fun.
Yeah, I like run-throughs too because it's like so fun. It's like, I don't know, it just gets me real pumped and I get really excited about them. Like they play music before and we just like dance and stuff. It's really fun. I like it. Yeah.
Speaking of what Benji was saying about dancing, we always have a lot of fun before the run-throughs, and we're always like kidding around and just dancing and having a lot of fun. And then once we get that energy rolling, whenever we're doing the run-throughs, it's always like the best thing ever.
Well, I think that's it. Go ahead, Cree.
Well, I like the night before the week actually starts, when we first get the script and it's completely new material and all new ideas. And I'm just looking at it like, how do they come up with this stuff? I mean, it's so fun and you're all comfy and you're just chilling and you're reading it, and there's like so much possibility to what could be brought to these scenes. So that excitement and that sort of imagining what could happen or what you could do with this particular line, that's definitely my favorite part.
That's cool. Well, that's one thing I was just going to say, too, because when we do our run-throughs, it's like the kids are saying. I really feel like Dan creates our biggest, when we're on stage, we like to have an environment that is fun, that people laugh, we have a good time. Therein lies, I think, all the creative stuff. I mean, that's when you guys, like you said, before run-through, the kids are running around, they're dancing, and then when it's time for action, you guys just click on in, but I think that carries through. And same with Dan when he gives notes, when you said you're laughing and all that. I mean, we do have a good time on the set, and I do think that reflects on our show a lot. So, quick question, because I know we all see what we see on the screen. We know what you guys can do. Let's talk about hidden talents. Anybody have? Let me go through here. Let's think about that. Give me a hidden talent that we may not see on the screen. Maddie, you first.
I play several different instruments. I play guitar, ukulele, keyboard, bass, and I sing.
Several?
Yeah.
Several? You ripped off like 6. Cree?
Me, I like to consider myself an animal whisperer. Wait, look, listen. Animal. So, I mean, you can't tell from the show, but, you know, I'm just like, Thomas can tell you, sometimes he's just chilling in his room, and I'm just like,
Yep. That's
it's life on set for you.
so
Yeah,
true.
hey, you know? Everyone needs a good animal whisperer, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Thomas.
So yeah, for me, my hidden talent would probably be I've been a competitive gymnast since the age of 5. So I've just been doing that offset, and it's really fun to do. And I also surf every weekend. Go to Malibu, surf the wave, shakalaka.
Yeah, boy.
So,
Yeah, the first time Thomas came on set, I look over and he's doing he's doing a walking headstand. You know, when he's on his walking through, I'm like, what kind of all this? He's always doing this kind of stuff. Benji, what about you? Or you are what you are.
I
No,
sing.
nothing hidden. We see what we get.
I just sing, man.
Yeah.
Just chill. I don't have any hidden talents.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Kel, what about you?
I kind of grew up on television, so you've seen a lot of my talents. But one thing you don't know is that I can yawn. You know, like wake up like Chewbacca.
Oh, that's right.
That's a new one.
Yes.
That's
I think that should be like a ringtone, maybe. You know, I mean, like whenever Kel texts, you hear the wake up, you hear the wake up crow. Oh, there's Kel.
I can't do it.
All right, so a big part of what we talked about for our show is going to be the game integration, like we talked about. And the first one that we put out, and the one you're seeing here, is called Skywell, which is the donut-hungry flying narwhal. Now, the kids, for the first time, we talked about this flying narwhal, and I didn't exactly know what it was. I had to ask, but all of a sudden the kids were like, "Oh, narwhal? We know a narwhal," and then broke into this song, literally all of them at the same time. So please, guys, let's hear it.
Let's hear it.
2, 3. Narwhals, narwhals, swimming in the ocean, causing a commotion, 'cause they are so awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, out of nowhere, we're just sitting there, and they start singing this song. I'm like, "Where do you guys?" Like, "Don't you know?" I'm like, "No, I don't know. I mean, I don't know where that came from, but you guys have been in sync since day one." All right, so let's play a little demo here of this. Who wants to play and show us? Maddie's gonna
first
play.
hand
All
up.
right.
Come on, Maddie.
All right,
go,
so
Maddie.
he's
Let's
gonna
go,
play a little
Maddie.
bit for us, a little 30 seconds, and then play it for us. So go ahead, you can pick it up there. We're gonna see it played up here. It's all connected, you know.
Woo!
Technology
Good luck.
nowadays.
Yeah. All right, hit it, kiddo. Good.
Get it, girl.
Yeah. The donuts is giving up power.
Bounce out the cloud. Get them. Oh,
Come on.
come on. Donuts.
Girl.
Hop on the cloud. Hop on the cloud.
Say 2.
Okay. Come on.
Hey, come on, Maddie.
Keep going. Get it. Yes.
Keep.
Good. Bounce cloud. Bounce cloud.
All right, who would you guys say is the best one at playing the game? Who has the highest score so far?
This guy right here is the highest
Is
score.
it Thomas?
I don't know. I think we're like all pretty good.
Yeah, Benji. I
yeah.
thought for a while it was you, but is it Thomas?
I don't know, man. Maybe we have to see.
Yeah. Little Skywell battle.
Oh, see, laying down the challenge. So like I say, this is available free in the Apple App Store. And we're, like I said, very proud that it's #1. We really appreciate everyone downloading it and giving it a shot.
Yeah.
But the great thing is week to week, as our show is on, every week's going to have a different game. Or not every week, but when we feature episodes, like I say, you guys are going to be able to watch the episode, go to your app and download it, and then you guys can play it as well.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
We also have it on the iPad over there where you guys can play it right here. You want to play it? Make some noise for Skywell.
That's right.
It's available for play right here at the table over there on the iPads.
Exactly, right over here. So when we're done here, you guys can go over, test your skills,
Yeah.
see how high of a score you can get. What is the do you know the number? What is your highest score?
Yeah,
I
Tom.
think like with power-ups and everything, like 5,327. I think.
That was
Yeah.
exact.
Wow.
was so accurate.
Approximate.
Approximately.
5,785.
Yeah, like, whipped out a screenshot of it.
He
This is
plays
it.
all the time.
Hey, so let's open up. Anyone have some questions you'd like to ask the cast? Anyone have a question?
I have a question for you four. Why a narwhal out of anything in the world it could have been? But why a narwhal? Like,
That's
Because I think you guys know the song.
No way.
You guys all know that song.
Let's see. I think what it is, it's a unicorn, and unicorns fly, and they have rainbows and everything. And then it's the ocean. I love the ocean. I'm very passionate about it. And it's like you put those two together, and you have every childhood's dream. So it's like
the unicorn and the
unicorns.
sea.
Yeah, it's
That's
like,
what I'm talking
The
about.
sea
Yeah,
right
I mean,
here.
Listen to the kids, bro.
yeah.
Listen to the
Listen
kids.
to the
bro.
kids, bro.
Out of the mouth of babes. Did you hear it? That was. Wow, that was an impressive
What I'm
answer,
talking
Thomas.
about, Thomas.
And let me tell you something. That wasn't pre. I mean, that
Listen
was
to the
you knew,
kids.
dude.
So yeah, I think that's why it can like fly and it can eat donuts, and I think that's
Who
like,
doesn't love donuts?
Cool.
like
Everyone loves
to the
donuts.
kids.
That's a
Yeah.
good question, Skylar. Thank you.
Yeah,
So
thanks.
who's got one other question? Yes, ma'am.
My question is for Kel.
Okay.
Hey.
I just want to know who loves orange soda.
who loves orange soda?
Kel loves orange soda. I do.
You know, Kel, talk a second about that. I mean, I know a lot of these shows, particularly when it comes, Dan's been making these hits now for over a decade, for many years now. And what happens is it does become this kind of generational affair. You grow up watching what you watch, and I know a lot of people, like you said earlier, you grew up on television,
That's
and a
right.
lot of people grew up watching you on television.
Yeah.
So you've got fans that kind of span almost a decade.
Yeah,
in,
man,
you know.
it's awesome. It's a blessing to have the whole family now, because like I'll have the parents come up and the kids come up, and the parents are arguing with the kids like, well, I knew him in the 90s. I'm an original fan, you know what I mean? And then the kids are like, but I know him, Sam and Cat, and he got a new show coming out, a Game Shaker. So it's cool to have like the whole family and having that longevity, and you know, it's awesome. Yeah.
Well, that is cool because you also, starting with Dan and now working with Dan, you guys, I've noticed too, we were talking on set,
Yeah.
you guys, they have it really is just like a short language. I mean, you guys
Yeah,
just
we
kind of
do.
know, sometimes even like a look. Like I'll even see Dan come up after a scene and kind of give Kel like a look, and Kel nods.
yeah,
and,
that
I get
and then
excited.
it happens. I mean, it really makes for, that's kind of that's a really cool thing.
I always joke about it's like getting Dre and Eminem back together. It's awesome. It's awesome. Hit makers.
It really is. And it's like you never missed a beat either.
That's right.
And what do you guys think? I know also there's been a lot of, we've had some, you guys saw Glozell on the pilot there. She's a huge YouTube sensation. We're going to have all kinds of other guest stars coming up, some that have been on Dan's shows before. What do you guys think about working with some of these awesome guest stars that come on the show?
Well, I mean, it's just awesome to have them there because you've seen them on the internet, and then just to know that you've met them and they're still like their fun, crazy selves, and it's not just a show. That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
You know, like I said before, you know, like I said before, it's really fun, and it's such a great opportunity for all of us just to have like a new flavor, like a new vibe added into the cast every now and then on the episodes, and it gives an episode a special little something extra to just the storyline. So I think it's really fun, and it's a really creative way that we get to see like what other people can bring to the show besides the cast. So that's really fun.
Yeah, and you also see like a really famous like person standing in front of you, and you don't know if you should say hi or not, and then you go and say hi, and then they're the funniest like person you've ever met, and you're like, this was a good idea, and you go, and you just have the best time with them. So it's, as you were saying, it's like adding a little flavor to the episode, and
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
do you
pretty
think,
cool. I mean, you know, just as, like what Thomas said, seeing famous people, and you know, it's just cool, like to see people from old Dan Schneider shows to come on the show, and like I used to watch them. We all used to watch them. It's like what? Okay. So it's super cool.
What was the first show? What was the first Dan show that you guys all saw? What about you, Mans?
Drake and Josh and iCarly.
Yeah, those
Okay.
two.
Is that it?
Those two right there.
Yeah, I went in order. I was like Drake and Josh, and then I got
Zoe 101 too.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, Zoe
Yeah,
101.
Zoe 101.
Keenan and Kel.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's just like
I'm like
See,
the
Kel, he
biggest
did it.
fan.
I heard you back there telling him Keenan and Kel.
Good
Keenan and Kel. Yeah, so,
burger.
okay. Good
He
job.
knows
All
everything
that.
about him. It's like he's like a stalker. It's
Well, what do you
like
think about that,
crazy.
Benji? Was that kind of like a dream come true for you to actually be cast as the son of Kel Mitchell?
What?
Huh?
Man, like the first day I saw him, I was like, hey, you remember me? I did something with you like a long time ago. Benjamin, by the way, he was like, yeah, man. I was like, whoa, okay, he's cool. So yeah, I mean, I was super nervous when I met him because like I watched Kenan and Kel, Good Burger, all that. Dude. Speechless. He's Kel Mitchell.
My boy.
My boy.
That's
Family.
my boy.
Well, it was cool when we started filming. When we found out, many of us have worked with Dan. Myself, I've worked on the show since Drake and Josh, and a lot of us throughout the years have we've all stayed with Dan on his shows. And when Kel came back on, a lot of the crew was super excited to have Kel back because a lot of them actually even worked with you.
Yeah.
I mean, I think when you came in, I remember the first time you came in, you were like, "Oh my gosh, look!" And you were, I mean, a lot of hugs and high
man.
fives and stuff. It was very cool.
It's awesome. It's a family, man. I love Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon is a great network, and it was awesome. It was like a family reunion. I was like, "Hey, you're here, and you're here, and you're here." It was like the end of Wizard of Oz.
Totally. So everybody, thank you very, very much for coming. I hope you've enjoyed meeting the cast and seeing a little bit of our show. Please give us your good time, and we promise you won't be disappointed. 8:30 on Saturday. We are
September
premiering
12th.
September 12th. That's this Saturday, 8:30.
This Saturday.
Like Kel said on the way out, go ahead and play a little bit of Sky Whale and keep a lookout for us. Now, the cool thing about our show also, every good show has a great song, and our great show has an awesome song. So we're going to play a
Amazing.
little bit of it for
Yeah,
you now
yeah. You guys
to
wanna
take
hear
you
it?
on out. Thank you for your time tonight, everybody, and we really appreciate it. Have a great night,
thank
everybody.
you.
Let's
you.
hear the song. It's called Drop Dat One.
Drop that one.
Song by Kel
Mitchell.
Mitchell, ladies and
Turn
gentlemen.
the mic up. Everybody, come on, stand up.
Little
Come on,
louder,
let's go.
please.
Only bosses up in here.
Yeah, we
That's
sound
what's up.
So DJ bounce that bass so
And
I
let me
can
drop
drop that. What? Drop that.
Let the bass get low.
Drop that.
And let the whole club know.
Drop that.
Cause I can't get enough
When you drop that, but you better pick it up.
A little bit about what it's like to be back. Are there any differences? Is it the same? What's your...
Man, it's awesome to be back, man. You know, my name is in the middle of Nickelodeon, Nickelodeon. So I'm excited about that. And then to be working with Dan again. You know, we worked on all of that, Kenan and Kel together. This is an awesome show. It's like a big family reunion. And I like the fact that a lot of the style from the 90s is around and everything still. But I think the big difference is the social media aspect.
Yeah.
You know, I really like how the social media is put into the show. And then also, too, with these apps, like these amazing apps. Like, you can even download
Yeah, y'all
the
can download
games that we
Skywheel.
make on the show. I mean, but
True,
true. But other than that, he's wild. He's like a mixing pot of 50 Cent, Kanye, all mixed together. So he's a
Mostly
little wild in
Kanye,
that
though.
way. Yeah, mostly Kanye.
though.
He is. He is. I was just thinking about that. You're right. He's like a collective of all kinds of those big celebrities.
Definitely.
All right. So, Kel, for you. Now, I know that many of you out here, we all know Kel from Kenan and Kel and all that.
Yeah.
And, of course, the movie Good Burger.
yeah.
We all know that.
Round of
Thank you.
applause.
So those all start on Nickelodeon, and now it's kind of come full circle. You're back home on Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
You want to talk So you guys are exactly like those characters, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
pretty much.
You're the
much.
big boss. You're the brains. Tell me, how do you guys relate to your characters? You think you're a lot like your character in real life? Are you different? What do you think? What do you think, Mads?
I feel that I'm very similar to Kenzie Bell because we're both geeks in a way, and I feel that everyone is, and everyone has a geeky side, and they just need to just take charge of it. And we're also very clever and creative, and yeah.
Yeah. Cree, what about you, babe?
Oh, I mean, me and Babe are like in some.
He remarks sometimes, and I have that sometimes, so I guess we're a little bit alike.
Okay.
Triple G, first of all, got a lot of swag like me, so kind of puts that at the top. I mean, so far as gaming, I don't really play games a lot, but I do play like phone games and stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's just cool, a laid back kid. You know, he's rich. No, but yeah, I think we relate. I think we're alike because we got a lot of swag.
Okay. Very cool. Mr. Mitchell, what
Got
about
on the
you?
J's right now at the show.
How
don't
are
know.
you? How are you like Double G?
Well, Double G has a lot of style. I feel like I have a lot of style as well.
Some ways, not always. I guess you could say we both sort of have that New York sort of vibe. I'm not as tough or as bossy as she is.
Oh, is that true, guys? Is she not as bossy as...
No
Sorry. Oh, excuse
No
me.
comment.
we went off card
no
there.
comment.
I'm so sorry. Continue, Cree.
But I mean, I guess we both have that sort of creative side. We're both always trying to do new things and learn new things, and we both love our friends. So
Yeah.
All right. What about you, Thomas?
Well, my character is a little bit of an airhead, so but he has like really silly